Cowboy Stronghold! Donaway Stronghold! It is I, Unseen Strike, and we are back. Cast another game for you today. We are currently live on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/UnseenStrike. You could be in the chat right now, and I could be ignoring all of your questions while we cast this glorious battle I have in store for you today. So, let's get to it. I am fresh off of a 2-week vacation, haven't recorded in 2 weeks, so it feels good to be back. So, please, let me know down below, tournament when. I believe this is the one. Don't quote me. It is. I guessed it, and we're here. Here we go. Blood River, a classic. Orcs versus Necrons. Necrons. Just a heads up. This is on the new PC. Been tweaking settings every single day. Got a new microphone arm, a stand, and a pop filter. So the audio is still being tweaked. I do apologize. Somebody in the previous video was not happy at the quality that he was listening to. And thank you for the feedback there. Here we go. Orcs versus Necrons. Blood River. I'd like to say Orcs have the advantage early game. That Big Mech's got nice, big, thick early strike damage. Some big shooters in the mix. As a Necron player, you want to play a little defensive. Maybe at most you want to see four gens and a turret. And the turret placement's really going to decide the pacing for this game. We were actually just talking about turrets in the Twitch chat, so it's funny that this is the game we're watching. And here we are. There's the turret placement. So this turret will cover the river and the right side of his base, and even a little bit on the back end. And any other gens he builds here will be in coverage, which is good. This is what you want. As early on, you're not going to have a Necron Lord to really save you. Big Mech about halfway done now. He's coming out of hiding. I always thought it was weird the Big Mech was built from the Boys Hut and not the Big Mech shop where the Orc vehicles come out. You know, they could have just made this a generic, like, knob commander. But that's just me. I had always kind of tickled my pickle the wrong way. Here we go. Big Mech is here. Not happy about it. He's being roused out of his workshop a little early. He's got like a nice blue striped sailor shirt on today. Good for you, Mr. Orc. Immediately attached to these sluggers. He's going to get his little listening post up for the grots. And let's see here how he approaches this Necron stronghold. Necron's in like a nice purple color. I think he nicked this color off of me. And Big Mech immediately teleports in, and this turret was not finished, which I actually really like by this Necron player. He didn't finish the turret, so if the Orc didn't attack at one point, he could delete the turret and recoup about 75% of the funds, and then put that back into generators. Here we go. Orcs don't know what they want to attack yet. While I think Workers is the right call, they are free for the Necrons. It's always a weird choice for them. Big Mech is the one tanking the shots on the turret. It's not what you want to see. So Big Mech's taking damage. Meanwhile, on the south side, a Knob and Gretchen here. They can easily take out these warriors. Oh, there's no Knobs. Sorry, just some Sluggers. They're actually running. North side, Orcs are looking at the relic. Not sure how they want to proceed. Necron Lord is up, and this Big Mech now needs to leave. His time is up, unfortunately for him. We have 6 gens cooking for the Necron player. And here we go. Sluggers and Big Mech don't have the greatest accuracy. Big Mech does, like most commanders, do really good damage with his ranged weapon. But it's an Orky weapon, you know. You don't want to put a lot of stock and faith in it. And I hear the Necron Lord beating the living heck out of some Orcs. Down he goes. Filthy Fleshling. And here we go. Necron Lord does need to run. A Big Mech and Sluggers will beat him in melee almost every single time. And look at him waddling around. I'd like to see some shooters. Orcs talk to me. He's getting his armory. No shooters. So the Orc is actually trying to play this fast. I only see Sluggers. Interesting. So he's going for the armory right away, the pile of guns. And the Necron player is trying to get this southernmost relic. In the end, this turret was wasted. I guess it bought enough time for the Necron Lord, but he probably could have got away with deleting this, but I guess it wouldn't have pushed the Big Mech away. So it's a 50-50 here. Here we go again. Necron Lord slapping around some Sluggers. Necron Lord unique in the commanders in that he gains more powers as the Monolith levels up, on top of his Necron Forbidden Archive abilities, which you can see he did get the Thunder or Lightning Strike, I believe it's called. Very good AoE ability for any units caught in melee with him. Necron Warriors looking at the Orcs. They don't want any part of it. They're going to try and go for... Oh, there was Gretchen's here. I guess there they are. They're fleeing away. What would a Gretchen make? What kind of noise? They don't really... They look at them. Well, they're thinking about it. Okay, sorry about that. We're going to get back on track here. I get distracted. Storm Boy's out. Necron Lord not happy, and you see his lightning bolts kind of flashing off of him. He powers up the lightning strike as he deals melee damage, so he becomes very dangerous. He's still pretty weak at this stage, especially with Storm Boys and the Big Mech. And as you can see, the Orcs are giving him a bit of a radius of distance here. They're respecting the lightning bolts, as when they go down, it can happen very quickly. Second ability out for the Necrons, Phase Artifact, so he can phase out here and just kind of hang out, take a peek at what's going on. Necron Warriors found the Slugger Squad. And here we go, that cooldown's on that artifact now. And again, he's just keeping his distance. You don't want to eat a lightning bolt here for free. Scarabs decapping. Necron Mat control here is fantastic. Got both relics. Denied. Oh no, he didn't. That critical location went up. Storm Boys here jump to the mid to try and do something about it. There's a lightning bolt. Oh! One Orc immediately gets pulverized. The other one got clipped in the tail end of it. And I think I just heard knobs, or maybe I clicked on the Storm Boys. Flayed one's up. And this is where you want those Shootas. Try and put some pressure on these flayed ones. He purchased the Daka upgrade, but there's no Shootas. And this does happen from time to time. You'll see some people don't recognize what abilities do what. And yeah, all these units are firing pistols, but again, they're Orc weapons. They're not the most accurate. They do a lot of damage when they hit. And that's the key with Orcs. He did get a knob. Knobs are pretty accurate. There's another knob over here. This Orc player needs to decide where he wants to go. At current, all pieces of his armory are just not enough. If he wanted the Big Mech in range, he should have bought a Shoota squad. At this current stage, he can't compete with flayed ones, even with knobs and a Big Mech. He's very indecisive, and his eco would indicate he's trying to get up to tier 2, but he needs more WA banners, and he's doing just that. Meanwhile, Necron's on the other side. Necron is teching up to tier 2. And there's the victory countdown. He did take out an LP, and he is decapping that. Big Mech upgrade did come in, so all this damage reduction around him. And taking all this free damage on Storm Boys is not the move. They cost 40 rec. That's pretty expensive for Orc standards. Necron Lord wants blood. He recalls his flayed ones right onto the LP, which is a really cool little maneuver you see there. And again, these knobs and Big Mech is still cooking here. Knob melee upgrade comes in. And this will rip through all these Necron Warriors. They'll take quite a bit of damage, but the knob is ferocious. And he's doing the right thing. He's fleeing. Meanwhile, Orc decides to commit. Tank busters are here. He's going to kill these workers so they can re-cloak. And this turret is about to go down. Oh, maybe Necron workers repair so quickly. Morale's starting to break for these flayed ones, and the Orc push has been repulsed. You got to kill the workers first, and that's where the Shootas really come in. They have a lot of carry weight here. Tank busters firing away to Necron Lords, not what you want. And all that for an LP. The Necrons don't lose anything for losing that LP, just some build time. And now there's rates on top of these very expensive tank busters. Big Mech on one sliver of HP, and little did they know they're running into a Necron army here, and this is going to be a nice pincer movement from the Necrons, and he's running his whole army down into this corner. And this is not looking good for our Orc player here. While he does have a lot of the heavy melee for his Orcs, his units are very beat up. Knob goes down in a sync kill. Big Mech does teleport his forces away, and the flayed ones want blood. Tank bus is going down here, and I feel like Knobs would have suited his playstyle a little bit more. Big Mech shop is coming out. He's trying to go tier 2. What did he just spend his wreck on? I'm amazed these tank busters are still alive. I think what's really helping is the Necron player did not get 1-1 for his Necron warriors. It's kind of keeping this Orc player in the game. Necron's now running down, or I guess marching steadily down the middle of the Blood River. Here they go. These Orcs are fleeing every which way in that. Shame on them. In the Winter Assault Crusade, Warboss Gorguts would have marched his Orcs directly into the Necrons and really showed them who's boss. He went for the War Track, interestingly, anti-vehicle platform. If he does get the Bomb Chucker, it's anti-infantry. I would have liked to have seen the War Truck. The cannons on that vehicle do quite good damage. He can put his sluggers in there and jump out and do melee damage. I don't know if he is not reading the units right. Tank buses are an interesting choice. Very interesting choice. They're not going to do it for the flayed ones. The Bomb Chucker upgrades in. Yeah, I'm curious, and flayed ones do okay damage, but the listening post, ironically enough, is doing the most damage. There goes the Big Mac. Poor guy almost died. Wraiths can now see all of these tank busters if he does so need. Meanwhile, up the river, Storm Boy is getting their value out. Gonna go ahead and try and take this obelisk down. Orcs trying to build some wall banners. Trying to get their money worth here. Trying to get an upgrade if they can. Maybe some knobs, some flash kits. Some flash kits would work quite well here. And try and kill all these flayed ones. I mean, again, you don't want to run melee into extremely heavy melee. Tank busters are no slouches in melee. Wraiths phase out, and the tank busters just get ripped apart by mass Necron warriors. And this is not looking good. Not looking good at all. Although double war tracks could go in here and really pick apart a lot of these base structures. If he gets around the back here, he could do quite a bit of damage. There's no immortals here to stop this. Nothing to stop it. Oh man, he recalls it. The Necron player's control has been absolutely fantastic this game. I always forget the Orcs can garrison their LPs. And the Necron Lord is still on the front line here. Again, just a couple of war trucks. Maybe a Kill a Can. How rare is it you see a Kill a Can get built? A Kill a Can would just stride into this and really wreak havoc. He's trying to juggle. I just think this fight's happening on two fronts. He's juggling multiple sides. And again, I'm curious as to why he's focusing so much on the obelisks. The obelisks don't do that much for Necrons. Down goes the LP. This Big Mac is now out in no man's land. All these bomb chuckers are making life a living hell for all these Necrons. And he upgraded these wall banners. This Grot's got a bigger Daka gun going. Look at him shoot it away. These things do quite a bit of damage. You do not want to slouch on these things, especially with the bomb chuck upgrade knocking everything over. Gretchen's also in here firing away. Meanwhile, up the river, Orcs desperately trying to push these obelisks down. There we go. Obelisk does eventually fall. Necrons, I believe that was a canceled phase shift. Yeah, he has all of his units in default range stance. Mad Doc is cooking. I'm going to keep an eye on the barracks as we're going to see if the flash gets come out or if he goes with Knobs here. Knobs could have come out earlier, but again, it looks like he's got a specific plan in mind. Let's jump over here real quick. Storm Boys are flying away. These Sluggers are staying alive. Mad Doc heals up units around him. Going for the armor upgrade. Eco check. Let's do a quick eco check. 9250 versus 120. Do my eyes deceive me? That's a full monolith. This is not looking good for our Orc player. Orcs, one last hurrah, one charge out here. Again, the tank busters are slowing down. A lot of these units, they're knocking them over. And he got a bomber. Whoa! Grot bomber here. Not my first choice, but does pretty well versus anything on the ground. Vehicles, infantry, you name it. And here it comes. Oh no. Oh, King Poon with the offensive GG. Driving his Necron bus right on into the enemy base. Curious the way this Orc player played. I feel like if he incorporated a few Shootas, I think he would have been in a good state, let me tell you. His slugger control was really well done. I liked the Storm Boys. If he just threw in just one Shooter squad, that's all I'm asking for. Orc, Gork, and Mork gods. Next time you play, my brother. What was his name? He left. I'd love to see just one Shooter squad, and I think his play style would be phenomenal. Especially because he was trying to keep a good kiting distance on the flayed ones. And leave the obelisks alone. Let's see what the obelisks do while we're here. Reduces the amount of time required for researches. And that's really it. And it gives squad and vehicle caps. So, I mean, maybe if you see your Necron player, like, building hordes of units, okay, sure. You see hordes of units and you want to squad cap the Necrons, decap the relics, or kill the obelisks. But for the most part, it looks like there was one flayed squad and one or two, maybe one or two warrior squads. He did really well. He was able to quickly get that monolith out sub 15 minutes. That's quite impressive. Granted, he was at 120 income on the power gens. 6 gens, right? 7 gens is really all you need. Anyway, let's take a look at the stat screen. That was a good game on Blood River. It's one of the classic maps you see there. And let's take a look at the military. I'd love to see like individual kills on some units. Because that Big Mac, I don't think went down the whole map. I don't think the Necron Lord did either. 71 for 32. He also gained a pretty decent requisition. 7,000 power is ridiculous. Our poor Orc player. Anyway, it has been I, Unseen Strike, and I will see you guys on the next cast. May the Emperor protect.